Energy that is inexhaustible and harmonizing with the nature. Energy we leave for the future generations. Its sources and generating technologies are coming up in the program Future Energy.
Physicists evaluate any matter or phenomenon, even the development of civilizations, in terms of its energy consumption. This criteria is not incidental. Without energy resources, it is impossible to create material goods and move toward progress. However, today, the perspective of this benchmark of human progress is taking on a different angle. People across the world are not indifferent with respect to what kind of energy will be in the future, its sources, capabilities, and impact on the surrounding environment. Hello, my name is Dmitry Kalabir, and you're watching Future Energy. As in the case of a great number of complex invented systems, the development of the idea of an electric car went through a number of stages. Different people in different points of time worked on its engineering design. That is why it is quite difficult to name the exact date of the birth of an electric car or point out the inventor who made the greatest contribution. Nevertheless, historians highlight an interesting fact. The first electric car appeared earlier than the internal combustion engine. Today, scientific progress is remedying this situation, and electric cars are ready to make up for the lost time. It is a fact that the era of electric cars is not that far behind the horizon. In the near future, serial production of electric cars will find its place in Kazakhstan as well. On the global car market, the choosing of an electric engine over an internal combustion engine is a stable trend. The annual production of electric cars is rising, and Kazakhstan is also not lagging behind the global trends. In 2016, Kazakhstan's vehicle plant Asia Avto, located in Oskimyan, manufactured the first locally produced electric car using the South Korean car model Kia Soul. For now, this is just a test model of an electric car, and the aim is to study the possibility of its assembly from an engineering point of view and test the electric car in Kazakhstan.
Автомобиль Kia Soul, он на тот момент оказался, на наш взгляд, наиболее интересным.
The vehicle Kia Soul at that time turned out to be more interesting for Kazakhstan's market. It has been thoroughly tested in our climate conditions, on our roads, so we can confidently say that this car is ready for use in our climate conditions.
Автомобиль готов к эксплуатации в нашем климатическом режиме.
The test model of a car during the test drives showed good results. A fully charged battery is enough for 220 kilometers or 18 hours of non-stop running. The technical characteristics of the electric car are impressive as well. The torque of this system is 225 Newton meters. As a comparison, I can take the OAS Hunter, which has a torque of just 210 Newton meters. The battery can be charged from just a regular electric 220-volt outlet. In terms of the infrastructure, for now it is not ready for the appearance of environmentally clean transport on Kazakhstan's roads. Therefore, for now there are no electric car stations in the cities of Kazakhstan. However, according to specialists, this is not the main reason which is holding back the development of the electric car industry. The key factor is the price of environmentally clean vehicles. The problem of electric cars is not just in the organization of production. Modern technology for now does not allow the manufacturing of vehicles to be as accessible as is expected by average consumers. That is why without a state program, without governmental support, it will be really difficult to make the vehicle as accessible and popular as the current gasoline engine-based cars. In some countries, this is well understood, and those who choose in favor of eco-cars are given great support. For example, in China, subsidies for a purchase of a light vehicle reach $15,000, and for one passenger bus, up to $80,000. The list of countries where electric cars are widely used has only 15 states. They all have a high GDP per capita. In Kazakhstan, this figure is average. Nevertheless, the country does have some set of subsidies for the owners of electric cars.
Нулевая таможенная пошлина на импорт электромобилей.
The zero-level tariffs on the import of cars, a discounted transport tax, and a number of other incentives. However, for now, they do not serve as a serious motivation for the development of this segment of the vehicle market, and today the share of electrically powered cars of the total car market of Kazakhstan reaches only a couple of hundreds of cars.
электрического транспорта в автомобильном парке Казахстана насчитывает всего несколько сотен автомобилей на электрической тяге.
However, the rare owners of electric cars have already had the opportunity to assess their advantages. These are real cost savings because of the lower price of charging and technical service.
Не требуются затраты на топливо. Требуется только подзаряжать электро...
There are no fuel expenses. One just needs to charge the battery from a household electric output, or when charging stations appear in the country. Therefore, the technical inspection costs go down. There is no oil, no filters. This is much cheaper and the vehicle use is easier.
Траты на техническое обслуживание, то есть здесь нет масла в двигателе, здесь нет фильтров замены. Это намного дешевле, это намного проще в отношении к эксплуатации автомобиля.
Kazakhstan's residents met the release of the first locally manufactured electric car with great interest and actively participated in the test drives. According to international specialists, in Kazakhstan people will be able to switch to electric cars under the condition that their price does not exceed what is twice the price of a regular car. The actual price of Kazakhstan's electric cars will be known when their serial production is launched.
Думаю, что обширное предложение
I think there is a high demand for electric cars to appear on the conveyor belts of Kazakhstan's car plants. This is a question of the foreseeable prospects. Perhaps not 2017, but around the 2020 horizon.
Обозримой перспективы. Пока не 2017 года, но, скажем, горизонта 2020.
And this means that already in a couple of years, Kazakhstan-produced electric cars will be a regular phenomenon on the roads of the country and beyond. And all technologies will be substituted by the production of environmentally clean transport. What is important is that the first step in this direction has already been made successfully. Energy efficiency and conservation. These are the two key factors which today are becoming pivotal for the entire global economy. There is no reason to explain why. The rational approach to energy resources should become a part of everyday practice. And for this, it is necessary to use all methods and means that are accessible to us. On the level of average private consumers, this mainly concerns technical equipment which allows to save energy. One of such devices is a recuperator. Future Energy correspondents visited the Almaty enterprise, which is engaged in the production of recuperators, and found out their working principle and prospects of introduction into practice in Kazakhstan. For the creation of healthy microclimate inside a building, ventilation is needed. However, this system also has its disadvantages. In the winter, together with the processed air, the warmth is also channeled out. In order to conserve it, a recuperator was invented. This word comes from the Latin recuperation, which means recovery. Therefore, a recuperator is a heat exchange unit which controls the flow of heat energy in an enclosed space. There are two types of recuperators. There is the rotor recuperator and the laminar recuperator. The rotor recuperator is considered to be the most efficient type. This type of a recuperator on the outside looks like a regular air conditioning unit. Its main difference from these types of units is the setup rotor inside. It turns at a set rate and switches from being in the zones of the warm and cold air flows. That way, the plates of the rotor cyclically heat up and cool off. The airflow, whilst passing through the section of a rotor recuperator, mixes with the air that escapes the enclosed facilities, thereby warming it up, and then it is warmed up in the electric heater panel and channeled back into the building. In simpler terms, in the rotor recuperator, the flow of the room air, while passing through but not mixing with the outside air, has time to give off its heat. The advantage of such a system is that they do not freeze up during low temperatures and partially regulate the humidity level. In addition, their efficiency coefficient reaches 80%. The laminar recuperator does not boast such efficiency levels. Its coefficient can reach a maximum of 60%. The laminar working principle is as following. The air that is expelled outside, while passing through the laminar recuperator, partially gives off its heat. The incoming air, while passing through, absorbs a part of the heat from the expelled air and is delivered to the building. Because the air flows do not mix with each other, the heat exchange occurs thanks to the simultaneously cooling and heating of the plates from all sides. The main disadvantage of a laminar recuperator is that the condensate forms. Because of this, the plates of the heat exchange unit freeze up, and as a result, the productivity of the unit falls. Since 2012, the Almaty ventilator plant has been producing air conditioning units with an installed rotor and laminar recuperators. The production capacity of this enterprise, 1,000 recuperator systems annually. What's more, the recuperators themselves are purchased in Germany, and here they're assembled and installed into the air conditioning units. What are the advantages? The fact that the plant is located in Kazakhstan, therefore all the components are locally produced. Because of this, the price, quality and logistics are much cheaper than of similar foreign partners and competitors. The wide use of these types of heat exchange units is one of the practical measures of heat conservation. It appeared in Kazakhstan thanks to the Almaty enterprise and is now being widely used. Today, this plant satisfies up to 70% of the demand of consumers and the country's industrial construction sector. And locally produced air conditioning units with installed recuperators can be found in schools, residential premises, trade and entertainment centers, and all across the country. Because the rational use of energy resources is a global trend, within the framework of activities of the Almaty enterprise, this means additional export opportunities. Today, up to 5% of recuperator systems under the brand Made in Kazakhstan are being supplied to markets abroad. We supply our products to the countries of the near abroad within the CIS, like Turkmenistan, Russia, Uzbekistan. We also have a presence on the markets of the far abroad. The future prospects include plans to enter the European market. In order to get European consumers interested in their products, the recuperators of the Almaty ventilator plant will be presented at the International Expo 2017 exhibition, which will be held in Astana. The maximum efficiency rate for the traditional incandescent lamps is limited to 10%. The remaining 90% is dissipated as heat. Gas charge lamps are something different. Their efficiency is 3 times higher, and there's more to come. Scientists in various countries propose plenty of alternatives, and Kazakhstan's researchers also have their know-how to propose. There's plenty gas charge lamps of various kinds existing so far. However, they work using the same principle. They place an active gas and metal vapor between the 2 electrodes within the lamp and pass the current through them. The arch discharge causes ionization within the tube, and the filters emit the light. The world's top brains are looking for the ways to make the lamps brighter and cost-efficient. The scientists from the Al-Farabi Kazakh National University have developed their own version of a new generation lamp. It all started with studying the dust plasma properties. A young scientist, Sagior Razbayev, carried out a number of experiments to finally establish that dust particles within the gas increase their light intensity. And the less the size of the particles, the brighter the light. This fact has become a great discovery for the scientists. Nearly 2 years ago, when Sagior Razbayev found out about this phenomenon, none of us believed him. It seemed physically impossible, but due to Sagi's efforts, he could prove that his results are valid. The dust plasma light becomes more intensive due to the fact that the discharge within the tube acquires a dimensional burning pattern, and the ionization maximum shifts towards the center of the electrode spacing. The scientists decided to apply the outcome discovered to modernize the existing lamps and released a test sample. The operation principle of our gas discharge lamp is actually the same as that of the luminescent tube. The only difference is that our sample has nanoparticles which increase light intensity up to 3 times with the same energy cost. But how do they place nano-sized particles inside the lamp? The specialists applied chemical methods to solve this task using the agglomeration principle. We use argon and methane as plasma. This combination provides independent forming of carbon particles in the lamp. Their concentration increases gradually, and right at this moment the brightness is increased several times. The new technology is of high potential. Lamp efficiency can be increased by changing its gas parameters. Easy manufacture, low energy consumption and high light output are promising great commercial success to the lamps. So the next step is shifting from pre-production samples to commercial manufacturing. According to the scientists, the wide use of such innovatory lamps will save more than 1 billion kilowatt-hours. You are watching Future Energy. We hope that we're able to charge you with its positive atmosphere and mood. All the best in your endeavors, and until next time.